Hello students, myself Suresh SVS. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to continue the lesson Discovering TED, the Saga Continues by A.R. Williams. So please take page number 26, paragraph 3rd. In the last class, we noticed that Tutankhamun, the young king, he ruled only for 9 years and afterwards, he died unexpectedly. We stopped there. Now let us continue. Regardless of his fame and the speculations about his life, Tut is one mummy among many in Egypt. So regardless, that means without caring or without considering the fame as well as the speculations, that means Tut's mummy is one of the famous mummy, the most famous mummy in Egypt, as well as there are a lot of speculations or guesswork regarding or mysteries regarding the death and life of Tut. But nevertheless, or without considering all these facts, we can see that there were so many other mummies in Egypt. Don't think that Tut's mummy is the only mummy in Egypt. There are so many other mummies in Egypt. How many? No one knows. How many are there? Nobody knows. The Egyptian Mummy Project, which began in inventory in late 2003, has recorded almost 600 so far and is still counting. So there is a mummy project called the Egyptian Mummy Project. They started inventory. Inventory means recording or listing the number of mummies. They could list almost or record almost 600 mummies, and still now the process is going on, counting is going on. The next phase, so the second phase, after finding the mummy, the next phase that was scanning the mummies. Okay, so they decided scanning the mummies, and in that with a portable CT machine donated by the National Geographic Society and Siemens, its manufacturers. So with the help of a CT scan, a portable CT scan that can be taken from one place to another place. Okay, the CT scan has been donated by National Geographic Society and Siemens. They are the manufacturers of this CT scan. With the help of that, they started scanning the mummies. And King Tut is one of the first mummies to be scanned. So among all these mummies, the first mummy that was going to be scanned, that was the mummy of Tut. See, in death as in life, moving really ahead of his countryman. And you see that in death as well as in life also, he was moving ahead of all other his country people, and he was moving regally ahead. That means in a royal manner, he was leading ahead of all his countrymen in his life as well as in his death. A CT machine scanned the mummy head to toe. Now you see that the CT machine brought there, it scanned his body from head to toe. And how it was scanned? Creating 1700 digital X-ray image in cross section. You see that total 1700 images were created in cross section. Okay, and Tut's head scanned in 0.62 millimeter slices to register its intricate structure. Intricate means very difficult to understand, complex. And first of all, you see that the head of Tut that was scanned in 0.62 millimeter slices. That means very minutely, slices means pieces. Very minutely his head was scanned, okay, in order to understand the intricate structure, or very difficult to understand the structure of his head, and in order to register it or record it. Takes an airy detail, that means all the minute detail or all the strange and mysterious, airy means strange, mysterious, all the strange and mysterious details were taken as well as, and through the final result or final image, or resulting means final image. With the Tut's entire body similarly recorded, not only the head, the entire body of a Tut was, scanned properly, very minutely and recorded. And there were a team of specialists in radiology. You can see that in order to research on it, in order to study about it, probe it about it, probe his body, examine his body. There were different specialists like specialists from radiology, yes, forensics, anatomy, and they began to, yes, probe, examine. The secrets that the winged goddess of a guided burial shrine means place of worship, protected so far long. And you see that his shrine, his burial place, it was considered as a place of worship that has been protected by God and goddesses for a long time. It was considered it was protected by winged goddesses. Okay, winged goddesses for a long time. And in order to understand the secret behind it, you see that all these specialists, they worked together. They started the investigation. The night of the scan, Workman carried a touch from the tomb in his box. So during the night of his scan, the workman, they went descended down and took his body from the place where it was rested, and they came out with the box like the pallbearers. Pallbearers means those who carry the coffin, or we can say that those who carry the coffin. Such a way, the workmen, they carried the box contained the body of Tet to outside. They climbed a ramp, sloping area that is called a ramp. They climbed the ramp and a flight of stairs, then into the swirling sand outside, and by that they came outside. Okay, his body was taken outside to a swirling sand. Swirling means round, in the shape of coil. Okay, coiled sand. His body was taken out to the coiled sand outside. Then rose on a hydraulic lifter. Then it was taken to a hydraulic lift. You know, hydraulic, that means a machine that is working with the help of liquid. All of you know very well. So with the help of a hydraulic machine, the box containing Tet's body was taken to a trailer. Trailer, you know, means unpowered vehicle attached to or pulled by another, like in a tractor. Okay, unpowered vehicle pulled by a machine, or we can another vehicle is known as trailer. So the CT scan was in a trailer, and to the trailer it was lifted and kept there by a hydraulic machine, and that held the scanner. 20 minutes later, two men emerged. So 20 minutes after, two men came out and sprinted means ran for an office nearby and returned with a pair of white plastic fans. 20 minutes later, two workmen came out and they ran to nearby office. There was an office very close by, and from there they took two plastic fans and came back. They came with two plastic fans. The $1 million scanner had quit because of sand in a cooler fan. Okay, then one of the guards said, what happened there? Because the $1 million scanner, such a costly scanner, was stopped immediately. Why? Because of the sand in the cooler. So curse of the Pharaoh jogged a guard nervously. So a guard standing there, he said very nervously, this is the curse of the Pharaoh. It happened because of the curse of the Pharaoh. Because the king's body, the Pharaoh's body, has been taken from his resting place. He has been disturbed. Eventually, the substitute fan worked well enough to finish the procedure. But finally, you see that the substitute fan that they brought, that worked well, and as a result of that, they could complete the procedure. The procedure, that is the procedure of scanning the body. After checking that no data had been lost. So at the end, they checked whether any data has been lost. No. So when they confirmed that there was no data lost, the technicians turned Tet over to the workman. The technician gave the body of Tet to the workman, and they carried him back to the tomb. Again, his body was taken back to the tomb. Less than 3 hours after, he was removed from his coffin. You see that it had taken almost 3 hours since his body had been taken from the coffin, from his tomb, and now his body has been kept back, the same place where the priest had laid him so long ago at the time of funeral. So where his body had been laid by the priest so many years back, almost 3,300 years back. at the same place the body was laid down. Back in the trailer, a technician pulled up astonishing images. So again back in the trailer, you see that the technician, he brought out, astonishing, surprising image of Tut on a computer screen. So there appeared very surprising images or pictures of Tut in a computer screen. A grey HUD took shape from a scattering of pixels. And you see that first of all, a grey HUD that appeared in the computer screen. First of all, it was like a scattering pixels. Pixels means dots. In the beginning, it was like the dots, and all the pixels joined together, and there appeared an image. Okay, and the technician spun and tilted it in every direction. So the face of the Tut, that was turned in all directions. It was circled, it was turned. Okay, so or we can say it was moved in a circle as well as twisted in every direction by the technician in the computer screen. There appeared neck vertebrae appeared as clearly as an anatomy class. Same like in an anatomy class, you see that immediately there appeared the neck vertebrae. Other images revealed a hand. Then other images also appeared there or shaped there. So that were the hands of Tut. Several views of the rib cage and different views of the rib cage, and a transection of the skull, and transection is a division, and the division of the skull then again. But for now the pressure was off. Sitting back in the chair, Sahil Hawa smiled. So Sahil was sitting in the chair, he smiled and he said, now the pressure that is off means removed. He was really relaxed. What did he say? I didn't sleep last night, not for a second. You see, last night I didn't sleep even for a second. I was so worried. But now I think I will go and sleep. By the time we left the trailer, you see that? By the time the author and others, they left the trailer, descending the metal stairs to the sandy ground, they descended, they came down through the metal stairs to the sand of that desert. That time the wind had stopped. Immediately the wind stopped. Until then you see that there was fierce wind which was blowing from the morning itself. That stopped. The winter air lay cold and still. The winter air that was really cold and very calm and quiet. It was still like death itself. It was same like in the death. The death that symbolizes a death. Same as if in a death, you see there was complete cold and in this valley of the departed. And this was called the valley of the departed, the valley of the dead people. Just above the entrance to Tut's tomb stood still. Just above the entrance of a Tut's tomb, who was standing there, there stood the god Orion. The constellation, Orion, that is the constellation that the ancient Egypt knew as the soul of Osiris. That was the belief. Orion, the constellation, they regarded as the soul of god Osiris, and that was standing just above the entrance of Tut's tomb. The god of the afterlife. Osiris is considered as the god afterlife. Okay, then what they believed, he was watching over the boy king. There stood the soul of the Osiris constellation, or we can say that the Orion watching that boy king, and always protect the boy king by Osiris. Dear students, I hope all of you understood this much part. So please like and subscribe my channel.